two orca, or killer whales, that were originally going to be used for the Sochi Olympics were diverted to another area in Russia where they're being held in captivity and will eventually be used in a SeaWorld-like park. The reason why this story is of particular interest to the press, though, is that some are describing the conditions of the whales as torture. Their tanks were originally used to hold cement, and they're only 65 meters long. Now, keep that in mind as I tell you, orcas usually swim about 150 kilometers a day. 150 kilometers, and they're staying in a 65-meter-long tank. This is basically like putting a human in a doggy cage and expecting the human to remain sane. No, it's not going to happen. Now, this is an issue where, for a while, I was somewhat wishy-washy when we have conversations about orca whales and animal rights in general, but there's a great CNN documentary on this about SeaWorld, and you know, they made some points in there that I thought were devastating. It was very educational. Like, for example, people don't know this, but orcas are supposedly even more emotional than human beings because that particular region of their brain is bigger and more active. And they do have this complex language and system of communicating. It involves echolocation and other things. And they're very, very, very intelligent animals. Just because they're not able to speak like we're able to speak and use language like we can use language does not mean that there aren't complex systems of communications involved and complex emotions. I mean, in the documentary, they show when the baby was taken away from the mother whale, the whale spent, like, I don't know how long it was, a couple weeks, a month, basically sitting in the corner of the tank and just crying endlessly, acting almost exactly like a human being would act in a similar situation. So we're talking about highly intelligent animals with highly specific needs. Now, understand, I'm not a pure PETA person. I'm not a pure animal rights person. Because, look, I think it's impossible to not be a hypocrite on this issue. So, for example, I eat bacon. But pigs are also kind of cute. Little piglets are kind of cute, and they're kind of sociable. Does that make me a hypocrite because I don't eat dog? It's weird how we pick and choose which things are okay and not okay. Like dog, never eat a dog ever, ever, ever. But pig, sure, you could eat them even though they have similar personalities. You know, cat, oh, those are pets. Of course, we can't eat those. But cows, well, go ahead. You could eat a cow all you want. It's a delicious burger. We can go down the street and get one right now. So we have these weird cultural things where we accept certain things as food, other things aren't food. And I'm not coming to ban anything. I'm not coming to change the, you know, the cultural perception of this thing or that thing. I'm acknowledging the fact that in many ways when it comes to animal rights, human beings are strange hypocrites. But one thing that I've become 100% set on right now is when it's a highly intelligent, sophisticated, complex animal with complex emotions, like an orca whale, you can't do what we're doing to them, whether it's through SeaWorld here in the U.S. and elsewhere, whether it's with this situation right now in Russia. There's something that is above and beyond the gray area, and it's clearly wrong, clearly unethical, clearly immoral. I don't know what the overall answer is, and I haven't thought enough about it to give you guys a complete 100% concrete answer that the policy solution is X. But what I will tell you is what I just said. This is wrong. We shouldn't continue doing this. Animals like, you know, whales, dolphins, and others, they're smart enough to the point where we are violating something. We're clearly violating a moral code when we cross this line and we imprison them and then we act like we're not doing something immoral. We got to reverse this one way or the other, and we should do it ASAP.